Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Was Beaten to Near Death, part, uh, 8? Yes, 8. Yes, this is part 8, wait. Yep, part 8. Now, this is, where our last left off was, well, the fight between, well, Rock Lee and Naruto, but yeah. Now, before I continue on with this What If, I am going to also do part 5 of What If Naruto Free an Ancient Being later on. But for right now, I'm doing this as part 8 and part 5. And then I would try to get to Joker What If. Just so I can try to finish these 3 What Ifs. Either in one day. Or just continue them on and try to finish them in a couple of days. Because I have 2 weeks of no school. Meaning that I can wake up at any damn time, do this What Ifs. And yeah, and I won't be bothered that much. Maybe. I say maybe because I do get bothered a little about my parents and other things and also siblings, but you get the point, right? Everyone gets bothered, but not the point. Now, I could have done this kind of in the morning, not really. Me and my family went somewhere to eat because they were hungry as fuck, and my family was just too damn lazy to cook. Yeah. Now, of course, I wasn't that hungry, but I just went because, fuck, I was hungry a little bit. Waking up this morning, I was mostly tired, but yeah. Now, after getting back home, I just started rewatching some of the what ifs, but at the same time reading fanfics. But yeah, now I'm getting more into reading fanfics. Some fanfics, some of them that look interesting, but there's some of them are just trash, garbage. Okay, I can understand why people sometimes don't like fanfics, and I can understand now because some of the fanfics I read either like what's it called? What was that thing called? Whatever. I think it was called Wattpad or whatever it's called, that website. Holy shit! I read some of the fucking fanfics or a while, and there were some trash. I just like fuck this. I'm dropping this and go find something else. But yeah, not the point. Let me go into this what if and yeah. But yeah, and also what else am I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm never gonna script what ifs. Okay, too fucking lazy, too tired. I don't care. Now, let me begin to this what if, and let me shut the fuck up. Now, it's been 2 minutes, and I just took over your time, yes. Because I can do whatever I fucking want to with the intro. No one's stopping me. No one complained about it, so fuck it. Let me begin anyway. So, we go into the battle between Naruto Uzumaki, also known as Garu Uzumaki. No Namikaze, because he said, fuck that man. And of course, his best friend, the rival that he ever really likes, the only person that he ever likes in his rival most of the time is Rock Lee. Rock Lee say, so you ready, Garu? Garu grins. He gives out this just grin, he just like grin like a madman, saying, bring it on, Rock Lee. This is where both of them just rush at each other. This is where both of them just send a punch to each other. Right now, just punching each other in the face, pushing each other back. But this is where, well, Rock Lee got pushed back, but this is where he punches it he mostly stomps both of his feet to the ground so he can actually stop himself from being pushed back. And Naruto did the same. This is where, well, they both rush. Right now, sending punches and blocking those punches, kind of using their arms to block the punches, and of course either kind of blocking them by doing both of their arms into a cross, or just blocking them with just their arms, even legs and all that. But they're just kicking and punching, and their taijutsu seems to be very excellent. This is where, well, most of the Jonis are just put to shame. This is where my guy says, yes, young Rock Lee and young Garu seems to be showing everyone what these hands can do. This is where Gojo says, I can't agree with that. This is where, well, Gojo says, I mean, look at that. He's really putting Kakashi's taijutsu to shame. Kakashi right now gets stabbed in the heart. He's right now falling down to the ground, but yeah. This is where, well, everyone else is just shocked with the taijutsu power that they're right now sending. Their kicks and punches seem to just have the force of so much power between them. It's not even chakra, it's just full on taijutsu, it's just martial arts that is right now fighting against each other. This is where, well, both Garu and Naruto, well, I mean, not Garu and Naruto, Garu and Rock Lee are right now just punching each other. Right now, they're easily kind of punching each other in the chest, stomach, what's it called? Well, not the same thing, chest or something, whatever. Also near their arm, either the right arm, left leg, in the face. Right now, they don't care. It's just the most fun for them. Because, well, no one else rivals them in taijutsu. What Naruto can actually give some potential who will probably rival him in taijutsu will either be Majin, but Majin usually uses his divine cross a little bit too much. But he's also a genius in kind of using taijutsu a little bit. Vengeance, well, he can kind of give potential for Vengeance, because Vengeance, he might not look it to be able to be good at taijutsu, but he's good. And then there's also, well, a couple other people, but yeah. This is where, well, both Rock Lee and Garo are just like laughing at each other because it's the most fun they ever had. Because it's been such a long time since they actually mostly did a spar together. Because Naruto, at the time when he kind of got out of jail, mostly thanks to, well, Minato getting him back and a lot of things. When he got out of jail and Minato was thrown in prison and all that, he met Rock Lee when he was at least 10 years old. Of course, Rock Lee was 11. So, of course, it's been a couple of years after Naruto becoming 12 and Rock Lee being 13. So, 2 years in total since Naruto been in the academy, kind of making friends and other things. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, Garo and Rock Lee are just being pushed to their limits, finally. This is where, well, Rock Lee gets punched in the face, mostly in the jawline, and right now pushes back, and this is where Garo is kind of grinning. Now, this is where, well, we go to the Kage booth, or mostly the Kage who's watching this, and this is Tsunade, and Tsunade is saying, damn, these kids are right now putting everyone taijutsu to shame, except for my guy, but still, damn. Jiraiya seen this saying, damn, that kid is going. I put my money on what's it called, Naruto. This is where, well, he said Garo most of the time. But this is where, well, Tsunade and Kushina were just looking at him. Tsunade says, shit, what the fuck was our gambling pit here? This is where Kushina says, no. You two are not just gonna gamble on my child. This is where Tsunade and Jiraiya just said it. This is where Jiraiya whispered to Tsunade, still, who do you bet? I bet on Garu. This is where, well, Jiraiya says bet. This is where, well, Kushina's just glaring at both of them, but yeah. This is where we go to the stadium, and right now a bunch of people are winding their eyes. This is where Menma is just shocked with the taijutsu. There's nothing but just throwing hands. These hands are just gaudy right now. They're just using nothing but hands. No chakra, no nothing. Mostly Garo is nothing about using chakra or like using it against, well, Rock Lee. Because he believes that hands is all they need right now to fight against each other. Now, of course, well, what's it called? Now, I know Kushina's basically the sensei of, what's it called, Minato? Well, Minto? But Minto is right now next to her other teammates, and this is where, well, Kushina is kind of in, well, next to Tsunade and Jiraiya, just to make sure they don't really gamble on her child, but yeah. This is where, well, everyone is watching this. Even, what's it called, not Rock Lee, even what's it called, Neji, he's seeing this, and he's just shocked. This is how much power Rock Lee was holding against him. This is where Neji looks at Mike Guy, and Mike Guy is giving out this sparkling smile to two of his favorite students. Yes, Rock Lee and Naruto, but yeah, or Gato most of the time. This is where, well, Gojo is kind of grinning, but yeah, he's like saying, go get him, Gato, yeah. This is where, well, Gato is kind of grinning, saying, yeah. Come on, you got this, kid. You just gotta push and break through your limits. This is where, well, mostly Naruto's other three teammates are hearing this, and this is where Junko, Umi, and, what's it called? Shirayuki is hearing this from Gojo, but yeah, they're sighing, but yeah. Of course, I see, what's it called, Naruto, right now, clock, what's it called, like, punch, what's it called, Rock Lee, again in the face. This is where Rock Lee gets pushed back. But this is where Rock Lee says, let's amp this up. This is where he kind of like uses his kind of thumb to kind of like push some of the blood that's leaking up from his mouth away. And this is where, well, he says, bring it on, Naruto. Let's amp this up already. This is where, well, Rock Lee, he then takes off some weights from what's it called, his legs, and like pushes them down to the ground because he was already on top of the statue. And this is where people are saying, wait, what is that gonna... Now, of course, everyone widen their eyes. This is where everyone says, "What the fuck?" This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, Rock Lee, let's do that also." This is where Naruto, he takes off weights right now that was also on his legs because he also does it. But of course, they look like normal weights. Of course, he also has gravity weights, but those are just around his body, like gravity steel weights that mostly, Jiraiya helped him about. But he was also still wearing normal weights. This is where he drops him also, and they made a bigger crater. That's why everyone says, "What the fuck are these people? They are fucking normal." Yes, sir. Well, my guy says, "Rock Lee, I allow you to do that. What's it called? Well, technique. Only if you show that the power of youth will be brightened in between you and Garu." This is where, Rock Lee says, "Aye, aye, Sensei." This is where I should mention one thing. Garu is wearing what's it called? Yes, the black shirt with his kind of white kind of pants. You know, the ones that he wearing on it. I should mention what Rock Lee is wearing. He's still wearing the kind of green outfit, but he's wearing like a black kind of leather jacket. That's just because, well, he kind of got to the fashion of kind of wearing kind of like black a little bit like Garu, but yeah. And of course, the black jacket kind of helped him out on a couple of missions. But yeah. Also, kind of like the style because when he went on a mission with, what's it called, with his team, they kind of met some people that are usually wearing like these black leather jackets. And they were very helpful and yet amazing. For some reason, Rock Lee likes it, but yeah. This is where Rock Lee, he also had a pair of like black sunshades that he's right now on his head, but yeah. This is where, Rock Lee says, let's do this, Garu. This is where, Garu says, "I feel like you're gonna wait until you see my just original speed before you amp it up again." This is where Rock Lee says, "Of course. Let's do this." This is where they get out of the kind of two statues and just disappear in an instant. Everyone thinks this is just teleportation. Not even close. They're right now just blitzing each other, punching in the air, clashing in the air, making shock waves, which is the punches kind of clashing together. This is where, Garu and also what's it called, Rock Lee are kind of just grinning every time they do that. This is where they're launched back from the shockwave they do, and of course they just disappear again. And right now trying to kick each other, punching, back kick, back flip kick, axe kick, yeah, a bunch. They're just kind of just sending so many powerful techniques, or mostly just hands and just kicks and all them other things. This is where Rock Lee managed to kind of punch Garu in the face, and this is where Garu was pushed back, but this is where Garu got his body wrapped up mostly by the bandages that Rock Lee still has in his arm, and just kind of like pull the kind of bandages up in the air and then pull it down, mostly because he kind of just swings it over him because Garu was behind him in his back, because Rock Lee turned around to kind of just pull like the bandages up, mostly that he has the kind of bandages, pulls it up, mostly puts his hand up in the air, and then tries to pull it up, mostly push it down, push that arm down. This is where, Garu was pulled up thanks to the gravity for what Rock Lee was doing. And this is where, Garu was up in the air kind of spinning. This is where, Rock Lee appears right now using bandages, and of course this is where he says, "That's it. Forbidden technique, what was it called again? Fuck." So, of course, this is where, Rock Lee says, "Primary Lotus!" Right now, spinning in the air pretty fast. And, of course, smashing down to the ground. And Garu just smashes his head first to the ground. This is where, Rock Lee jumps away and says, "So, how was that, Garu?" This is where everyone was shocked with the whole fucking speed, power, and just, goddamn, they need to calm down. And this is where, everyone is just seeing this. And this is where, Rock Lee says, "So, how was that? I know you're not knocked out. I know you still have lots of power." Now, of course, Rock Lee isn't that tired like the original canon because he did train his body to the max, just trying to also surpass his limits like Garu, because Garu can do that. And if Garu has done it from a young age, he needs to try to do that also. He got more inspired from how Garu is, because he can use chakra, but yet he limited himself into just using hands. So, of course, he's very inspired with that. So this is where, Rock Lee is still wearing his kind of black jacket and all that. His kind of black flat jacket and all that. And this is where, he looks at, what's it called? Garu, he smashes his head out of the ground and says, ah, damn, Rock Lee, that was very hurtful of you to do something like that. This is where, well, his hair did kind of become one-ish red side, but yeah, well, not even reddish side. Mostly he's still kind of bleeding from his head and all that. And this is where, well, Garu says, but I'm not done yet, Rock Lee. Let's amp this up again. This is where, well, Garu grins while Rock Lee does the same. This is where everyone is confused. This is where, well, Rock Lee looks at my guy, and my guy says, I will allow it also. Go ahead and use them. This is where, well, Garu smiles and says, you're gonna use him, aren't you? This is where, well, not my guy, mostly Rock Lee said, of course. This is where he goes into, mostly puts his hands both together, like an X, and starts kind of concentrating. This is where, well, he's like, first gate, open! Gate of opening. This is where a power just kind of, like this greenish aura appears. And this is where Gato is kind of seeing the kind of air around him kind of just warp and pushing everything away. Like if, what's it called, Rock Lee's going Super Saiyan or something. And this is where, well, Rock Lee goes again for the second gate. This is where he says, second gate, open. Gate of healing. This is where another, well, mostly veins started appearing. This is where his skin started becoming red and all that. And this is where a greenish aura exploded again. This is where, well, Gato is smiling. And this is where, well, he kind of like takes off what's it called, his shirt. And of course his black shirt, and this is where muscles are showing all that. Well, not that like big and all that, but just, he's not like that buff. He ain't in like, what's it called, in like Baki or anything. You know, the anime Baki, where everyone's kind of buff or rip and all that. No, Gato is still buff, but he isn't that rip. But yeah, his muscles aren't that bulging. But this is where, well, Gato, he kind of shows off his muscles. This is where so many girls almost have just this blood nose, almost dying. This is where, well, this is where, well, Karanai just kind of says, what the fuck is this kid even doing? This is where, well, Garu says, I might be able to use the 8 gates. I'd never tried them because I don't have my guys kind of, well, as a sensei. But that doesn't matter. I did a different technique into kind of similar, but I guess it's a copy version of technique. Well, too similar to the 8 gates. These are the 6 ceilings, well, mostly the 7 ceilings that I have suppressed over my body. This is where, well, he goes through hand size and says, first, release. Ceiling of Humant. This is where, well, this kind of like whitish, well, not Humant. Mostly it was a ceiling, well, yeah, it's a ceiling Humant. This is where instead of just normal greenish chakra, like the 8 gates, or even what's it called, like bluish chakra or orange chakra like Karama or anything like that, it just turns white. And this white aura exploded around Naruto's body. This is where Naruto says, bring it on, Rock Lee. Now, of course, there's also the ceilings of what's called the weights around his arm and all that. This is where he also gets rid of those. And of course, his body is right now restrained. Now he can move freely. This is where, well, Rock Lee takes off his flat jacket and puts the, what's it called, glasses also down, so it doesn't actually fully get destroyed. And this is where he says, then bring it on, Gato. This is where both of them smile at each other, just grinning. This is where, well, they just disappears in an instant, gone. Then appear right in the middle, clashing with each other. A punch that's so powerful that it rips through the air, ripples so much like if fucking dimensions were just breaking at that time. But really it wasn't, just how powerful that, well, powerful just shockwave happened. Everyone almost gets hit by a shockwave, but mostly their sensei realize they have to put like a chakra barrier so none of them get like pushed back or smashed the wall. This is where, well, Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kushina wind their eyes. This is where my guy is right now. They're standing. Just amazement of how Garu and Rock Lee are just putting up against a fight. They're not holding back any time. Why would they hold back when they're both rivals? This is where, well, they then jump back. And this is where, well, Garu is right now with his hand kind of being in this kind of like hurt state. Like his knuckles are bleeding. And even what's it called, Rock Lee's hands are bleeding. But this is where, well, he just grunts even more. And this is where Naruto's fist starts healing. And this is where, well, he didn't want it to heal because he hates the regeneration that Kurama's doing. Kurama says, come on, kid. I'm not trying to let you die. Fuck off for a second. I want to break my limits. I want to show my rival the true person that I ever see as a rival. That I gotten stronger. This is where, well, my, what's it called? My guy, Mostly Kurama say, fine kid, do whatever you want. This is where, well, they disappear again, and of course, this time they clash again with their legs. So mostly their left and right leg. Boom, in the air, right now, sending another shockwave. Everyone is shocked. This is where, well, this whitish power that what they call Naruto is having, it's mostly his chakra, and of course, it's blinding Neji. Every time he tried to activate Byakugan, no, he refuses. He looks at the wall and says, tell me when it's over because my eyes hurts. This is when Sasuke also tries to activate his Sharingan. His eyes are burning like hell. This is where he says, my eyes, This is where, well, some other people with special dojutsus, they said, fuck that. Because they realized when there's the Hyuga right now screaming in pain and also the Uchiha, they said, fuck that. Umi is looking away because she does not want to use her Sharingans, but yeah, it's a very, what's it called, beautiful color sight of how powerful they are. Mostly the lightish, whitish color that, well, Naruto has, or mostly Gato has, versus the dark, well, not darkish green, the greenish color that, what's it called, the gates are emitting. This is where, well, they're right now clashing with each other, and of course, they're just sending punches up. Mostly Gato gets uppercut. This is where, well, when Gato gets uppercut, this is where he activates his hand with a bluish color. This is the flow technique. But really, it isn't him just about to use what's it called, his flow technique, but his arm flows and smashes as quick as possible into what's it called, Rock Lee's kind of like face. This is where what's it called? Oh my god. Rock Lee gets like swing like back. He gets pushed back because he got smashed in his face by a flow technique. While Gato gets punched up. And this is where Gato, he then kind of lands down to the ground. Right now, flipping back normally, and this is where Rock Lee grins. And this is where Gato grins, and this is where they both start fighting. This is where, well, Rock Lee, he has an advantage that he's kind of flexible and all that, but not as flexible and very fast as Gato is, because he only unsealed one of his, like, what's it called, techniques that suppress his abilities. Of course, this is where, well, these 7 kind of seals that he has on his body, the reason why there's 7 is because there's a couple things that he wanted to seal away, like the chakra. He has a lot of chakra and might explode on him anytime. So that's why he only has a couple of, what's it called, a couple of chakra to be let out. If he seals all 7, he's going to explode with a lot of chakra to fuck up anyone. But of course, he won't be able to use it for too long. Just like the 8 gates, there's a limit. While, what's it called? So there's a, what's it called, a difference between, well, Rock Lee and, well, Gato. Gato has so much chakra ever since he was born, and ever since he was kind of having them seal every time, so he wouldn't be able to use ninjutsu, mostly thanks to Minato, a cursed father that hurted him so much. While Rock Lee had no parents. I don't think they said much about his parents that much in anime or even in what's it called, his life or anything. But of course, he was born with so little of chakra and wasn't able to use what's it called chakra at all because of how he has a kind of disability. But yeah, of course, still both of them are showing how powerful they are. One is suppressing a lot of it, while, well, one is training really hard to just, well, become a martial arts. They want to become the greatest martial arts users, and through that, they will train as hard as they will be to, well, train to become like that. This is where, well, Gato and Rock Lee says, well, mostly Rock Lee says, Gato! This is where Gato screams at Rock Lee! This is where, well, they send mostly Gato, well, mostly not Gato. This is where Rock Lee starts sending so many punches. This is where he went up into 4 gates. This is where he kind of went into the 3rd gate, then the 4th gate. Now, the 3rd gate is called the Gate of Life, and the 4th gate is called the Gate of Pain. This is where he exploded with so much energy. This is where he was done and kind of now using his last ditch effort to kind of like send this powerful punch. This was called a leaf devastation. This is where it was a leaf punch devastation. That's what he was sending straight towards, well, Gato. Gato, on the other hand, he unseals one of his other seals, and the other seals was called the seal of, what's it called? This is where the second one was called sealment of, well, Low Dragon. not Low Dragon. It was called Monster. Sealman of Monster. But of course, this power exploded again, another white energy. And of course, Garu sent this very powerful flowing technique. His hand right now started going to a flowing technique. And this is where he says, Fist of flowing water crushing rock smash. Wait, was it? Fuck. Did I fuck that up? Flowing stream rock crushing smashing fist. Or did I? No, wait. Fuck that. Stream, water stream, rock, smashing fist. So of course, his hand right now goes into a bluish color, but then it becomes white. And this is where, Garu sends this powerful attack at what's it called? Rock Lee. It was mostly like a palm strike. And this is where, while Rock Lee is sending a very powerful punch, this is where both of them hit each other in the face. This is where, the clash right now, behind that force pushes both of them far away. This is where, Rock Lee smashes to the opposite wall that he came from. And of course, same with Garu. This is where both of them are right now crater. And this is where mostly the person who's there is wondering who won. This is where everyone is right now intensely watching this, seeing who actually won. Was it the guy with the kind of bald haircuts or the guy who has a V in his hair? But yeah, or mostly kind of just whitish most of the time. This is where, who came out on top was none other than Garu. Right now bleeding from his face. And of course, he's bleeding from his body entirely. Because he took so many punches from what's it called, Rock Lee. But of course, the other person who's right now on the other wall is Rock Lee, and Rock Lee's unconscious. He's knocked out. Let's see where, Garu says, good job, Rock Lee. You're stronger than I thought. Let's see where, the proctor says, the winner is, Garu. This is where he says, Garu, this is where Garu passes out. He was just wanting to hear that he won, but this is where he fully just passes out. He blacked out. This is where Gojo appears grabbing him. This is where, my guy appears grabbing, Rock Lee and carrying him off. This is where he says, good job, Rock Lee. You did good. You showed your power and how you stand against other people with your, your disability. But yet, you showed them the strength, the power, the hard work you have trained. And so where, Rock Lee had a small grin, even though he was unconscious. And so where, Garu was just unconscious, but yeah. That's where, Gojo says, good job, kid. That's where Garu was knocked out, but yeah. That's where, we go into, the next matches, but yeah, they all kind of went down, even though some of them wanted to show their spectacular kind of fight with each other. None of the matches were as great or as badass as Garu and Rock Lee has shown. Everyone was right now just downplayed because holy shit, the force, the power, the punch, and the everything was just off the fucking charts. Everyone expects, a Taijutsu battle to just be hands and all that. Just a couple martial arts or whatever. It wasn't that intense or anything. No, Garu's and Rock Lee's intensity fight was just out of this fucking world. It was like if two gods were clashing. That's how powerful their fight was. Just imagine Beerus as Garu and Beerus as mostly Naruto as Beerus or Garu as Beerus and Rock Lee as Son Goku. That was that was a whole fight right there. It was like two gods clashing because holy shit, their power was just unbelievable for some people to even believe. But of course, this is where, next battle is Neji versus Hinata, and Neji was about to try to kill Hinata until something happens. Hinata is saved by, not Kiba or Naruto. Naruto's unconscious, he doesn't even care that much. No, she is actually saved by, I think I put her on the team of Sasuke. Sasuke. So of course Sasuke sees this, and of course he tries to appear fast enough. So of course he appears trying to surpass the speed and all that because he saw the power and speed of how Garu and Garu and Rock Lee were. So of course he tries to appear and trying to fight against what was it called, Neji. Of course, Neji, he dodges a Chidori, mostly a, not Chidori attack, a lightning blade because he was about to get cut. And this is where Sasuke appears saying, "You're not hurting Hinata." This is where, well, everyone's kind of winding their eyes and seeing that the Hyuga and the Uchiha kind of like each other. So yeah, this is where, well, the Proctor also did stop Neji from actually killing Hinata. But yeah, this is where Neji say, "Get out of my way, I'm trying to kill her because she's nothing but that." This is where, well, Sasuke say, "Shut up, you bastard." This is where, well, Neji glares at Sasuke, and this is where Sasuke glares at him. This is where Hinata falls backwards and she was passing out. This is where Sasuke kind of grabbed her just to kind of bring her towards the infirmary. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into the next couple of matches. But yeah, well, I mean, the other matches were kind of over, but yeah. He was going against someone named Amoe, but of course, well, not he, mostly, what's it called? Amoe was going against Shikamaru, and of course, where, well, what's it called? Samoe was going against, well, someone named SF, but yeah, of course, they use ice manipulation and lightning manipulation, but this is where lightning manipulation must destroy the ice, but yeah. This is where, well, SF was down for the ground, down for the count, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into a time skip, and of course, where, well, half the matches are finally over, and of course, where, well, the preliminary round is over, but next it is now the kind of final matches, the kind of, well, like final for the final tuning exam and all that. So of course, this is where the final tuning exam will start in 1 month, while Sonata said that. Of course, where, well, the matches kind of continues to be, well, a couple of people kind of fighting. Now, of course, where the first match is none other than, well, Sasuke versus Neji. Second match, Gaara versus Naruto, or Garumusi. This is where, well, some of them say you're dead. Damn. They all think, damn, you are dead, you're fucked. Shit, he's dead. So many people are saying, damn, he's dead, fuck, he's dead. This is where, well, they're all kind of saying that to Gaara. Gaara glares at them, but yeah, to shut them the fuck up. This is where, well, Gaara knows in his mind he's dead, and Shikaku knows in his mind also that Gaara is dead. This is where, well, Naruto wasn't even there to kind of see his match because he was still unconscious. He is just dead bone tired, but yeah. This is where, well, next match was it called, well, someone named Akana versus, someone named, Tamari, but yeah. This is where Samawi was going against someone named, Shiyuki. This is where Junko was going against Umi, and of course, this is where other matches were kind of put on. This is where, well, Junko and Umi just look at each other, and this is where they're sad because they have to fight each other, but yeah. This is where other matches, like, Shikamaru versus, Shikamaru was going against someone named, well, someone named Vengeance, and of course, this is where Shikamaru says, "Oh, this is such a drag. No." This is where he is going against Majin. This is where Majin looks at he and he says, "Fuck! No!" Majin says, "Huh, I guess I'm gonna kick the shit of he." It's nothing different. I have already done that before with him when we were younger. This is where he says, "Fuck you, you bastard." This is where next was Kurisuki versus what they call someone from the sound named Shiroi. And Kurisuki says, "Who? Damn it. I can't go against that boy." She kind of grits her teeth, but yeah. This is where Shiroi says, "Huh, I'm going against the Stone Kunoichi, who's the granddaughter of the, well, mostly the Tsuchikage." Whatever. This is where, well, a lot of people are just kind of saying, damn, half these matches are just broken. And there's some that's like, ah, shit, they're fucked. Yeah, this is where, well, we go into the 1 month, but yeah, of course, this is where the 1 month is starting. This is where, well, Gato goes to kind of go train by himself because he needs to train by himself. This is where Gojo kind of asks if his students want to train, but of course, this is where, well, Junko kind of like trains by herself and all that, which tries to because, well, yeah, but of course, someone mysterious kind of decided to help her. That wasn't Gojo or even like God or anything, but just someone that she kind of knows. Umi, she actually trains with Gojo and all that, and this is where, well, Shiroyuki kind of trains with her kind of brother and even her father, like what's it called? Well, uh, both what's it called? Zabuza and also what's it called? Haku. But yeah, wait, is Shiroyuki in this? Yeah, she is. Of course, it worked well. Next was what it called? Uh, well, Menma was trained by himself mostly, or kind of with the Uchihas, because what Sasuke was going to train with was well, he does train with, well, Itachi, because Itachi is a little bit more stronger than, well, Kakashi, but yeah, Kakashi's Sanin, but yeah. Yes, it worked well. Um, Kushina does train Mento because Mento is going into the final round. Menma, he was also going to the final rounds, but yeah, they're actually going to fight each other, but yeah, in the final rounds, mostly Mento and Menma. Now, of course, well, everyone else is kind of training off and doing something, but yeah. Now, this is where, well, we go into kind of a little bit of a kind of pause before the whole kind of training and all that. Mostly, it is Gojo's and what's it called, well, during that whole time of the month, mostly it was Gojo and uh, what's it called, Uncle talking, but yeah, of course, talking about stuff and all that, but also talking about the person that she interrogated. Mostly the girl who was with kind of purplish hair. Now, of course, the girl with eyes were a little bit different. You see here, her eyes were goldenish, like ember color and all that, but of course, it can become ripple a little bit and be a little bit much more powerful. It was hard enough to restrain her stuff because where Biki had to be there and try to restrain, but yeah. That's where, well, Uncle asked in where and how Gojo managed to get her. This is where, well, Gojo says that it was mostly Garu. But if that was the case, then, this is where Garu kind of sensed for a second, stops talking for a second, and just look at the trees. And this is where someone with kind of red and yellow eyes are kind of looking at, well, both Gojo and Uncle. This is where Gojo says, Garu, no. Garu disappears in an instant. This is where Uncle says, ah, shit. He's going towards the kind of, well, mostly in Terra's place. Yes, I know. This is where they disappear just to kind of stop Garu. But Garu already appeared right in front of the girl. And this is where Garu says, hey, you. This is where, well, she right now opened her eyes, one of them, and just glares at Garu, saying, you're the one to actually stop me. You know, this is such a very, what's it called, an invasive thing to do. The Leaf Village. Yeah, I don't care. You can see here, your death is already dead. Both Hanzo and the other two are dead. So it makes sure to you will be dead. So of course, your death is just fate. What happened if I get back to the Rain Village? This is where, well, Garu says, then at least I'll get to know a little bit of information. Why were your team trying to get the 1-tails and 9-tails? That's where she says, why would I need to tell you anything? This is where Garu kind of grabs her from the face, and so she can actually look into his eyes. Wait, yeah? And mostly he gets a look into her eyes. Now, of course, this is what she looks like, but yeah. Well, she kind of just had this, like, longish purple hair, and of course, these Ember's eyes, like I said, and all that. And of course, this is where, well, one of her eyes were, well, mostly being blocked by her purple hair. And of course, it's like a purplish hair, yeah, it's like a darkish purplish hair and all that. And of course, this is where she had like a flower on top of her head and all that. Mostly it was just made out of papers, but of course, it was like black kind of paper, it wasn't like white and all that. But of course, this is where, well, she was kind of glaring at, well, Garu. Of course, this is where, well, she widened her eyes and realized one thing with Garu. Garu is kind of a weird being because, well, with her kind of ability of a dojutsu, with where her right eye that was covered by her hair and she can still see and all that. This is where, well, she did transform into this ripple thing because she can actually do it just like her father. And of course, her father is someone that it's a very powerful ninja, or should be called God somewhat. This is where Garu says, so you're gonna tell me or what? This is where, well, she is kind of wetting her eyes just because the fact that Garu is a little stranger than normal. This is where, well, she says one thing. What is wrong with your eyes? Just notice that one time. That's where, well, because she just barely noticed. Because when she was fighting against Garu, Garu appeared, but of course knocking her out before she can even recognize his eyes. So the problem with Garu's eyes is, of course, one is red and like just red and all that, and of course black around it. The other one is yellow because of Garu's eyes. It's Garu's original color of eyes. But yeah. So of course she's just very confused of his eyes. This is where Garu says, "My eyes. Oh, that? That's nothing. How about I tell you a secret and you tell me why we're going after the Chinchurikis, and also what's wrong with your eyes? How about that?" That's where, well, she kind of just looks somewhere else. That's where Gato says, "Come on. Do you not want to know anything about me? Why I'm the ninth Chinchuriki and other things?" That's where, well, she says, "Because your father might have sacrificed you. And I'm guessing you're the fourth Hokage's son." "Yes, but I don't care about that whole title. Tell me, who's your parents?" This is where, well, she says, "You will never understand. I don't care in who you are, reality, or anything." Gato frowns and says, "You know, you're so mean." This is where she says, "Well, screw you too." Gato says, "Fine, I'll try to figure out how to make you talk." This is where Gato says, "How about if I kill your parents? Would that make you talk?" This is where she gets angry and says, "Fuck you, you fucking bastard." This is where, well, she stopped for a second because, well, Gato was really close to her. And this is where Gato was just checking out her eye just to see why is it so ripple and all that. Because he kind of remembers something. This is where Karan was telling him in his head, "That eye? Why is it gold? Could that just be her natural eye? The ripples in her eyes remind me too much of the Renegon." The fuck is a Renegon? Gato said in his head. This is where, well, Karama says, the Renegon is basically, well, a dojutsu is powerful enough to kind of rival both the Uchiha Eye and also the Byakugan Eye. Pretty much when I said rival, I mean out-rival them because it's the most powerful dojutsu. Seriously? Yep. Huh. And I still don't care. This is where Karama says, "I know you're gonna go try to fight whoever's parents, whoever or whatever this girl's parents are because you're gonna love to just try to fight them, aren't you?" Yeah? Kid, calm the fuck down when trying to fight who's the strongest out here. I need to become the strongest taijutsu master one way or another. This is where, well, Karma says, "But what happens if you can't?" "Fuck you, I will." This is where Karma says, "Sure, whatever, kid." This is where, she's actually blushing mostly a girl because, well, Naruto's hands, or mostly Garu's hands, is kind of like pulling her hair off of her eye. And of course, Garu is pretty like close to her. And of course, where, well, she is right now just blushing because, well, Garu is kind of caressing her face. When I've been caressing, mostly just pushing her hair, but it kind of looks like she's getting caressed. But this is where, well, her face is just very flustered. This is right now, it's kind of pinkish and red and all that. This is where, well, she noticed what's called Garu's eyes. Still, the yellow eye kind of looks like a milky white, mostly not milky white, no, Milky Way kind of color, like a galaxy kind of yellowish color. This is where the reddish color seems like if he was like the evil version of himself. Which is confusing because she knows about the evil version of every human and all that. Yes, that's a thing and all that. But it's always a good self is always born first. The evil self only comes out when they manage to defeat the good self. Now, of course, this is where she's confused about his reddish eyes. It's not the slick Kurama eye, it's just red. That's where Gato says, "You know, if you want to keep looking into my eyes, it's not that bad. But still, that ripple eye is called a Renegon, shouldn't we?" This is where she wanted her eyes and say, How do I know that eye? Well, the Ninetales knows about it, and he's been just telling me random shit about it. Now, not the point. Who's your father, and can I fight him?" This is where, well, Gato kind of smashes his hand like right near to the kind of, well, chair that she was sitting in, mostly the restrained chair or whatever. This is where, well, she was very, well, shocked and surprised that Gato wants to fight her father, and also just very red because, well, Gato's really close. This is where Gato gets off of her. Well, not even was on her anyway, just mostly pushes his hand up, and this is where he says, "Still, I want to fight your father. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he?" This is where she says this is where both Gojo and Uncle appears. This is where Gojo appears, kind of grabbing Gato and says, "What are you doing, kid? Also, were you trying to like force yourself on her?" "No, I just want to know who her father is. Besides, the Renegon Eye is so powerful. The Nine Tails is telling me, and I need to fight him so I can become the strongest of this world." This is what Uncle says. "Renegon? Is that what it's called?" This is where she points at the eye that, the purplish hair girl has. This is where, Gojo says, "Huh. So that's the Renegon. I thought it was purple." This is where he kind of uses his eyes to kind of look at her. And this is where he kind of uses his bluish eyes and all that. They're crystallized blue. And of course, this is where, the girl is just amazed with the bluish eyes. And this is where Gojo says, "Oh, it's a mixture of the Renegon. That's not even the original Renegon's eye color. It's supposed to be purple, but she has a yellow because of her mother. So her parents are someone named Nagato Uzumaki and of course someone named Conan. Nagato Uzumaki has a Renegon just because of someone implanting them into his eye, but that doesn't mean, how does she have the Renegon, huh?" This is where, Gojo's a little confused because he did get all the information using his eyes. And this is where Garu is already out of his grasp, and Garu is saying, "Wait, Rain Village, Rain Village, Rain Village, Rain Village." Yeah, Garu is now running off to the Rain Village, and this is where Gojo says, "Oh, god damn it, Naruto, get back here!" Or not Naruto, Garu. This is where Gojo kind of runs after him, but yeah. This is where Uncle goes up to the girl and says, "I guess you're free to go. And I feel like I'm going to try to warn her father or someone at the Rain Village, because if Garu gets over there and destroys a lot of things, then you're going to have no home." This is where a girl winds her eyes and says, "Wait, what? Oh god, no, 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 no." This is where she kind of starts kind of running out of the kind of like building and start to just fly up using her wings. And this is where, Garu is mostly kind of running around the Leaf Village. This is where Gojo's trying to catch him, but yeah. This is where, someone is right now just spying on the girl that's flying off. This is where someone with yellow eyes. This is where, we go into the Rain Village. This is where, the girl managed to land down. And of course, this is where, Conan managed to hug her because, she managed to get to the top. And Nagato says, what was her name? Her name is Kaya. And of course, this is where, Nagato says, "Kaya, what are you doing here? Where's Hanzo and also the other?" This is where Kaya says, "Oh, he's not here yet." Phew. Father, the reason why they're not here is because they were destroyed by the Nine Tails Cherokee. And the Nine Tails, I thought he would be here because of the fact of one ninja telling him about the Renegon and who's the previous user. This is where Nagato narrows his eyes and says, "And who was that?" "Someone with whitish hair and bluish eyes. I don't know." Nagato thought of Kakashi, the copy ninja. No one knows much about Gojo that much, but yeah. This is where, Nagato says, "What the? Interesting. Well, there's no one here, so either the Nine Tails lied about you or you just got free pretty easily." This is where we go into the Leaf Village, and of course Garu managed to grab, Gojo managed to grab Garu, who was running around and trying to escape him. But this is where when Gojo grabbed him and says, "Stop it, Naruto. I'm not letting you go to the Rain Village." This is where Garu almost smiles at Gojo and says, "I know, but you would just let a clone like me be caught by you." This is where, Gojo was confused until the clone poofed out into nothing but lightning sparks, and this is where Gojo's actually almost like Jersey potential was limitless. It stopped it. This is where, Gojo widened his eyes and realized it was only a lightning clone, and this is where the real Garu is now at the Rain Village. Close. While one spot is not raining, the other spot is raining. This is where he says, "That's interesting. Well, there's nothing better than just starting wars, right, Kurama?" Kurama says, "Hey, do whatever you want. Just don't go too crazy, or you might break that girl's heart. And how will she be able to go into your..." This is where, Garu says, "Okay, we're going to shut you up." This is where, Kurama says, "No, think about it. She'll be perfect for you. Think about it. think about how many children you'll be able to. This is where Gato says, no, 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 no. We're not doing this, Kurama, again. This is where Kurama says, no, come on. This is where Kurama gets, well, silent, mostly muted in Gato's head. But yeah, this is where Gato says, hope that shuts him up for a little bit. Well, time to go in there and destroys a lot of things. This is where Gato, he walks towards, well, the kind of entrance and mostly starts running. He kind of just smashes through the entrance of the Rain Village and of course starts running through the Rain Village. This is where ninjas started kind of rushing out because they kind of heard this commotion. And of course, rain ninjas are trying to attack Gato, but Gato is just smashing the fist into them, knocking them out. This is where Gato is saying, come on and fight me! Fight the monster that you can't defeat! This is where Gato is right now sending chaos and not really killing them, mostly knocking their lights out because that's what Gato does. This is where Gato is wanting to just show fear into this world, or mostly this village. And this is where Gato is just running through and punching people, knocking them out, kicking them, smashing them into the wall, ground, punching them, and doesn't give a shit. He's going wild. This is where, well, one of his yellow eyes and red eyes are just looking into people while he smashes his fist into them, kicked them out of the way, knocked them, crushed them to the ground. Not really killing them, just knocking so many of them out of the ground. This is where someone sees this guy with yellow hair and red hair, and this is where, well, they say, what the hell is that? This is where Sasori says, don't know. This is where, well, Gato realized these other people with red clouds. He managed to get on top of a building and just grab the building, mostly a ledge, and pull himself up in the sky. Mostly launch himself up in the sky, lands on the ground, mostly the same building next to Deidara and well, Sasori. This is where both of them widen their eyes and realize that this person's trying to attack them also. Deidara says, that's it, I won't die. He says, art is an explosion, sends multiple attacks to explode Gato. Gato gets hit, but this is where he smashes a fist into Deidara, knocking his lights out also. Dang, he smashed across the car, multiple buildings, multiple people are just screaming, thinking they're getting attacked by an army. No, Gato is just over here just running the fade with the Rain Village and the Akatsu's at the same time, barely even knowing that these a group of Akatsu's really want the Jinchurikis, basically the different Ninetales. They're going just to go on a pause because they realize they need to get the Jinchurikis, but they still need a lot of funds and other things. And they realize that, well, with all this shit happening, Gato is going to ruin everything. Yes, Sasori tries to use his puppet, but his puppets are nothing but destroying an instant. This is where Gato then grabs the Sasori from the neck and says, you don't need to live, do you? This is where Sasori winding his eyes, but this is where Sasori, instead of getting killed, he just gets his, head just smashed to the ground. And of course, he's not unconscious, but this is where Gato stomps into his, chest, and destroys his chest on accident. He's not trying to entirely kill a bunch of rain ninjas. The only reason why he's showing kind of mercy is because, well, these people didn't really piss him off. It's just him wanting to fight people strong, and hearing that there's a god in this village, he can't resist. He can't resist that fight. This is where, well, he is running around, punching walls, trying to find a god, and this is where, well, Nagato is actually feeling this extreme amount of chakra around the village, just running around and causing chaos. As much chaos as he wants to. This is where Nagato says, Kaya, who exactly is this boy? This is where Kaya says, he's from the Chun exams. His name was Gato Uzumaki. He's the 9th Jinchuriki. This is where mostly not Gato. Mostly Nagato winds his eyes and says, did you just say 9th Jinchuriki? Why is he here? Well, like I said, the white hair kind of told him blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I got captured by him on accident. He killed Hanzo and even I forgot the guy's name. What the hell did I call him? The other Joshin guy got killed. Nagato says, great, and he defeated 2 other Akatsu members. This is where, well, he's running around. This is where he meets Kasame, and Kasame tries to attack him. This is where, well, he gets his head kind of smashed to the ground. Well, thanks to by Gato, because even though Kasame swinging on him with the sword, not Nagato, Gato kind of just smashes his leg onto, Semihara, and then fucking kiss him in the face. This is where he starts running around, sees other new Akazu members that were not the original canon, but they're new. One of them kind of uses a sword with explosion tags to try to attack, well, Garu. It hits Garu, but this is Garu just like swings through the smoke, uppercutting this dude up in the sky. This is where a girl tries to use what's it called, water style. Mostly it was a water style mixed with what's it called, lava style. And this is where, well, she kind of sends what's it called, very powerful steam style at what's it called, Garu. Garu just swings through it and just about to destroy her life. This is where she won her eyes and then she gets clocked also. These hands are ready to eat for everyone. He doesn't care. This is where, well, Garu is swinging around beating the shit of the Akazis, and this is where, well, he also meets a white Zetsu and also met what's it called, Black and White Zetsu, when Black and White Zetsu tried to escape Garu, but Garu still beat the fuck out of them, and then met the Masked Man. The Masked Man widened his eyes, wondering why Garu is here. He is right now trying to run away from Garu. Yes. The Masked Man named Toby, also known as Obito, forgot that what's it called, he can teleport. He teleported there, but when he saw it was Garu, he realized it's a good idea to just start running. He starts running around the village, but Garu says, "Come here, bastard! You can't escape from your death!" This is where Obito says, "No, get the fuck away from me, you kid! Damn it! Why are you here?" Garu says, "I've met a god! There must be a god somewhere around here! Get your ass back over here!" So yeah, Garu managed to catch up towards Obito, but Obito managed to come away and disappear away. But Obito is just terrified. This is where, well, he says, "Yo, I'm good." He's right now on top of, well, what they call, like the building of what they call, mostly being near Nagato, Konan, and also Kaya. And this is where Obito says, "Why the hell is that brat down there?" That's where Nagato says, "That's a good question. I don't know." This is where, well, he says, "But I will sure get rid of him." This is where he sends a six-pack against what's it called, Garu. And Garu, well, he rips through them. Yes, he unseals what's it called, some chakra just so he can actually be healed and show terrifying, this terrifying power. This white chakra destroys all the paths, and this is where Nagato says, "Huh? What just happened?" That's where Garu, he launches up in the building, the most tallest building, and kind of just jumped up there like if he was like Saitama. This is where, well, he jumped up, he managed to grab the ledge and pull himself up and says, "Where's the god? I need to fight the god! Come here, you mother..." This is where, well, all of them wind their eyes. This is where, well, Nagato says, "Oh, no, you don't. Almighty push." He pushes Garu, but Garu was getting pushed back and saying, "No!" He's kind of like walking forward and saying, "I won't be pushed back. Who do you think I am? I won't give up until I fight all gods and kill them." This is where, well, Nagato says, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?" This is where, well, Obito says, "Holy shit, not even the Renegade can stop this kid. What the fuck are you made out of?" This is where, Garu turns around and sees the masked person. The masked person says, "You don't see me, I'm not here." This Garu appears right now, grabbing him from the neck and saying, "Where do you think you're going? Do you think this was over from the last time I fought you against the Uchiha clan? No, you're not escaping this time. I'm going to break all your bones in your body, making sure you're crippled for the rest of your life." Obito says, "Please have mercy." This is where, well, we go into 10 minutes later, and of course, this is where Obito's mask did shatter into a million pieces to show this is Obito, and Obito said, Why you like this? Now, to the god." This is where Nagato was right now trying to protect his kind of, well, wife and daughter, and of course Nagato says, "I will fight you, but I won't let you kill my daughter or my wife." This is where Conan says, "Nagato, no." This is where, well, Garu says, "Can you even walk in that?" This is where, well, Nagato says, "No, but I won't let you defeat me." This is where, well, Garu says, "If you're a cripple, I can't hurt a crippled person." Damn. I thought a god was actually supposed to appear, and not some crippled fucking idiot. This is where Garu starts walking away, and this is where, Obito says, "My body, I can't move." Huh? Oh shit. Now you're interesting. Aren't you supposed to be Madara Uchiha, but yet he's dead? And I don't think Madara is supposed to be looking that ugly like you. Screw you, brat. This is where, well, Nagato says, "Who are you exactly? You're not Madara, are you?" This is where Obito says, "Oh, for fuck's sakes!" So yeah, Obito explains a little bit that he's, well, is Madara, but Nagato, Konan, and even Kaya realize that this is bullshit. This is where, well, Garu asking what he even wanted with the Chinchurikis. This is where, well, Obito says, "I wanted to bring them all together to take over this world and make them into a dreamland." That's where, well, this is where Garu says, "Dreamland. Yeah, your planet's gone. But you know what's fun? I can throw you down there." This is where Obito says, wait, you psychopath kid, what the hell are you doing?" Well, if your plan is to bring people into a dream, it sucks, because that wouldn't... How else am I going to become the strongest person in the world? I want to be a martial artist. I don't want to live in a dream world. So I see you... Well, I see this whole bullshit to be really pointless. So I'm going to just push you down there, and you should be fine. I mean, when I mean fine, you're going to be dead. Obito winds his eyes and says, wait, we can talk about this, kid. This is where, well... What's it called? Garu decides to take out one of his eyes and say, "Shut up! You don't need to worry about that." This is where Obito did use the eye of Kyokomatsu to try to get not Kyokomatsu, the either I forgot what it's called, but mostly it's the eye to try to make the illusion to have a second life and all that. If you died and all that, of course he used it just to get to come way back, mostly his eye. And of course, this is where he says, "Ha, you will not be able to." Now, come. This is where Obito's eye gets taken out, and this is where, well, Gato says, No. You cannot just take your eye back. You need to fall off the whole world. Now, let's go. Obito is now being dragged by his feet by Gato, and Gato says, "Now, this ledge will be good enough. I hope you survive. I don't really care if you survive or not. Somebody just push it down there." Obito says, wait, we can talk about this. This is where, well, Garu says, nah, bye. He just throws Obito down. Obito says, "Hey, no, you mother!" This is where Obito's screaming, "No!" Of course, all his bones is broken, I should mention, but yeah. Well, what's it called? Garu managed to recrack them again, but yeah. This is where Obito's falling down. Plat, he died. This is where, well, Garu says, "Well, that's one less problem done. Now, it's on to..." This is where Nagato says, "Well, you're gonna kill me or something?" Well, kinda. Pretty much Gato appears saying, "Those eyes, they're making you weaker. If I take them out, well..." Gato says, "If I take them out, you will die, because you won't be able to survive much. So I'm not gonna take them out if we can have an alliance here. If you don't attack my village, don't attack the people I love, and I don't need to come back here and actually kill you. Because I can. You realize I still have multiple seals around my body. I could have definitely went berserker and really, well, make sure that you were dead. But don't worry, I won't kill anyone here." This is where Gato puts his arm around what's it called, Kaya, and Kaya's face becomes reddish. This is where, well, Gato says, "Besides, you have your daughter, and pretty much, I don't care that much about you or your daughter or your wife or anything. All I just say right now is disband whatever robe this is, or orientation or whatever, world domination, blah blah blah. You realize that this guy was trying to trick you. The guy named Obito, whatever his name again was." That's where, well, Nagato says, "I see. Fine, I'll get rid of this freaking organization. But you better keep your promise and you better not come back." This is where, well, Gato says, "Fine, I won't come back. I might come back to visit, but maybe just visit. I won't cause any trouble, I promise." This is where Gato grins at what's it called, Nagato, and Nagato just looks at him and says, "Whatever. Just get out of my village, brat." This is where Gato says, "Fine." This is where Gato, he puts his arm out of, well, mostly, not around, what's it called, Kaya, just kind of out of, mostly kind of like, just not around her no more, mostly back into his pocket, but yeah. This is where Gato says, "Well, should be leaving now. You see here, the junior exam isn't going to win itself. I'm gonna win. This is where Kato, he then goes off the ledge, and this is where he jumps off, but this is where he lands to the ground, crushing it, and of course, where, well, Obito's body was down there, so of course he landed kind of there, but splatting Obito's body a little bit more, and this is where walking away, but yeah. We go into a time skip about, well, a couple months, well, not a month, a month later. This is where, well, it is now the tuning exams, and of course, everyone is excited to see what will happen. This is where, well, what's it called? Gojo realized that was called, well, Naruto defeated an organization that was going to be troublesome. But of course, we go into, well, a prison. The prison right now was kind of on, well, a little bit on a kind of, well, doing some stuff and all that. But 4 guards were now found dead. 2 prisoners were found also dead. But of course, one person was sad in the prison because his little buttfuck buddy was gone. This is where, well, that person who was gone was none other than Minato no Makaze. He managed to escape prison, while the prisoners, the guards, and even his, well, best friend, who really liked him a lot because he called him Handsome Minato, well, we're looking around for, well, Minato. Minato managed to escape prison, and is now seeking revenge. But this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 8 of this What If. What if Naruto was beaten to near death? So yeah, this is part 8. So this is part 8 of this What If. Part 9 will definitely be the end of this What If. It might come tomorrow and I will end it off. And I might also, well, continue on a What If that someone really asked me to kind of, like, when is part 3 gonna come out? So yeah. But other than that, this is the end of this What If. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and good night. Bye bye. But yeah.